you predicted for the third quarter the GDP would be at 5.6%. What do you think did you miss here, and what surprised you the most?
Yeah, actually, we were looking at something higher than 6% before the print. But when we saw the unemployment numbers, we had to revise it a little lower, only to be farther from the actual figure. So I guess what we missed is the unexpected resurgence of the construction sector, together with the non or the low contact services component. Industry also did pretty well, including mining.
Mhm. Okay, now also comparing it at least quarter and quarter, it was a slowdown due, of course, to lockdowns induced by the Delta variant. But with curbs east, should we at least expect a better growth in the last quarter of the year?
Yes, that's. I mean, the fourth quarter is something we can really look forward to, Jess. I mean, what more can we see from an economy that went through high inflation,
Mhm.
uh, very severe or very intense community quarantine, aside from, as you explained earlier, uncooperative weather. No? So if it hadn't been for these three elements, that 7.1 could have easily reached 10%. No?
Mhm.
And because last year we contracted by 11, practically wiping out the losses of third quarter 2020. So there is much optimism to look forward to, Jess. We just need to be careful that no new variant enters our territories,
Mhm.
that our healthcare system is resilient enough in case there is going to be another surge early next year. And of course, we have to be watchful of the weather. Last year, we got we hit pretty bad by the flooding in Metro Manila and other parts of the country.
Now, again, 7.1% in the third quarter. How does that change your overall model or projection for full year? How within reach is that lowered full year target by the government?
Oh, we only need to grow by 0.8% year on year in the fourth quarter to attain the 4% lower end, Jess. So it looks like it's well within reach, as we had commented even before the data came out. Now we're quite confident that it will fall within the target. And as we agree with Secretary Carl that we may actually even exceed the 5% upper end of their new projection.
Mhm. Now, you
And
also
yeah,
have,
it's
go
very
ahead, sir.
helpful that we did all of this improvement in the vaccinations, Jess. In the second quarter, we were only averaging around 80,000 um, vaccines per day. The
Mhm.
third quarter, we reached 400,000 average per day. And the latest in November is that we're almost 600,000 per day, hitting 1 million vaccinations per day. So it really shows you the big difference, no? The vaccination makes for economies that want to recover.
Mhm. Now, also, what's interesting to note about earlier in the day, you have a NEDA, Secretary Carl Kendrick Chua, saying he is expecting pre-pandemic growth even as early as the first quarter of next year. Is that a tad bit too optimistic, or is it highly possible?
If the momentum continues, because if we no longer declare an ECQ, yes, and growth and the reopening is continuous and sustained, if we reopen schools, no, children consume a lot, and they are the ones who fill up these retail areas. Uh, we think that this is a possibility, no? Although our own projection is it will probably be earliest in the third quarter of next year.